Hello, how are you? It's Coffee Chat Monday, and today we are covering one of the items that was in the Q&A for YouTube Coffee Chats. Jay Coltrane asked about rotating stash supplies and getting back to journaling after falling off the wagon. Now, to tell you the truth, I've fallen off the wagon. I haven't journaled since Thursday. I've done some sketches and I've done planning and I've done a little bit of journaling in my planner, but I haven't actually journaled. What? Yes. So we're going to talk about journaling for a minute, and then we're going to talk about rotating your stash because I brought some of my stuff out so I could show you some of what I do. When it comes to journaling and not having journaled for a few days, here's Wednesday's page. I switched my spring edition so I could start planning in here, and I did do a tiny bit, just a tiny bit of journal stuff there, but I don't have any journaling. And before I switch, I need to put this in the jellyfish, but I had done my to-dos for Wednesday and Thursday, and I had done a tiny bit of journaling on them, and then a tiny bit of journal stuff on Friday's planning part. And I thought, I have so much extra paper in the spring edition in the front, which is where I put that Coffee Chat Q&A and stuff like that. So I thought, you know, since I have all these extra pages, I ought to do some planning stuff in here. I've done a few things in here as far as planning goes, just kind of testing out things before I put it in the Breeze that is my sort of bullet journal, but I don't do the daily planning in it. I actually do collections and stuff like that in there. I am doing different setups in here. Before I start doing anything for October, I'm testing things out first. So, journaling when you've been off the wagon. I haven't journaled in here since Wednesday or Thursday either. Wednesday. Wednesday was the last day I journaled in here. I've been thinking about what I want to do. Since I've been doing daily sketches for Sketch Timber in this little sketchbook, it seemed a bit redundant and a lot of work to do so many daily sketches in so many different journals. I was doing daily sketches in here, doing daily sketching for my Chronicle My Day in here, and doing journaling in here before I started doing the planning. I was doing really good with the daily journaling in here. I talked about it in the video. I like the primarily one thing and then doing the journaling. I really am enjoying that. So much so that I have debated. I wasn't going to get a second A5 in the Hobonichi when I do my order. But then when I started doing this video, because see, in Patreon's planner video, which is longer than y'all's because it's not really time-lapsed much, I talked about how I wasn't going to get an A5 because I don't really need it for daily journaling. But when I started looking through here, because I have been in a slump since Wednesday, haven't journaled, I think I'll miss this. I don't need it. But what we need and what we want are not always necessarily the same things. So that's an issue for a whole different day. But journaling when you've been off the wagon, I think I just got kind of burnt out doing so much daily sketching, and I'm leaning more and more and more towards sketching in sketchbooks daily and chronicling my day in a journal. Do I want to chronicle my day next year in the Hobonichi for my grandson or for family members where it's not so personal, and then this is more personal? I don't know. But I do know that when I've been off the wagon like I have for the past few days, the easiest thing for me to do is to pick something from my stash or to pick something from my day and just start journaling. So when we're talking about stash, I have several different things. I have this bowl, which is usually where my little Ziploc bag for anything I capture during the month kind of goes in here, and I will go through it. The stuff I definitely want to use right away goes on the top. And then I have bits and pieces of stickers and things from all different kinds of, even watercolor swatches that kind of get thrown in this bag. The Ziploc, I go through this and the bowl about once a week and look through to see if there's anything I specifically want, and I'll throw it up at the top. This tends to go in my bag, which is right here, and it has little bits and pieces of the ephemera that you usually take out of that bag. If it's too big, it won't go in here, it'll stay in the top of the bowl. But anything that's, say, an extra piece of paper from craft paper, a little journaling card, a tag, or something like that. These little things I got sent in the Happy Mail. I have a couple of them left. Bits of paper that came from something, a little tag I want to use. I have journaling cards in here of all different kinds in case I want to use it, that kind of thing. Little bits of paper that came from scrap paper, from envelopes, or from anything. Happy Mail, could be anything. I put it in here, and it usually goes in my bag, and I carry the bag around wherever, in the living room, in here, from desk to desk. If I go on an artist date, I'm actually going to be journaling. If I go out of town, this little one goes in the bag. When I go through the washi, like if I have a theme, like next month is October and it's Halloween and stuff, so I will be doing Halloween stuff. So I've already went through my stash of washi tape for the most part, not every single bit of it, but so you get a general idea. I have several different little tins, and in this tin, because it's rather deep, I can put any, like a little charm that's a Halloween charm. I have stamps that are Halloween themed. They're kind of witchy stamps, like I have a spider and a candle and a skull. And then also in here, like I have a little bit of, this looks blue, but it's purple glitter washi tape. I have all my Halloween washi tape and any little bits and pieces of things that might be more geared toward Halloween. I have stickers and a different thing I'll show you in a minute. Anything that might be kind of Halloween-y in here. I even have a little cotton ball so I can kind of tear it apart to use for spider web if I want, because I have a spider web washi tape. That kind of goes in here because it's the theme of the month, and it'll go in that tin, and that way I can kind of go through it as I'm planning and journaling and stuff like that. Now in this tin, which usually stays on that craft table, I keep magnets and things that I've actually done. Like I created a little fairy and I'll throw it in there once it's done, and because I use these clips and the magnets and stuff on a regular basis, so I kind of keep them in here so they're not all over my desk. I don't go through every single bit of my stash once a week, but I do go through my stash every few weeks, especially when a new month is coming and I want to start planning for it. Speaking of planning, this is my bag that all my planner stickers go in. Anything that's more planner related, it goes in here. And right now I have some bigger stuff. See, this has more fall, September, October, November stuff in it for planning, and it goes in here. This was my daughter's from, I don't know, 15 years ago. And it has it's an accordion. I wish I had a newer version. They have some that stand open and actually pull out. But in this I have thought about labeling it per month, but I have different stickers, scrapbook paper, thank you cards, bits and pieces. This is worldwide ephemera, and it has all different kinds of ephemera from all different kinds of places and stuff like that. That's more of like a travel. This has bits and pieces of washi tape that got torn off, and it doesn't really, I don't want to leave it loose in that bin. I have bits and pieces of what I would consider to be collage stuff from real life, stuff that I saw in a magazine. Usually it's folded better than that. I have another section that has collage bits from Patreon. I have brochures and maps and stuff in here from different places that Mr. Rockstar and I have been to visit, or places I've went on an artist date. I have cardstock that I put stamps on for patterns. I have the little things that like come in the Hobonichi or the thing I ordered. I have post-it notes. I have alpha stickers that are different than regular alpha stickers. These are fabric ones, so they're special. I have stickers that are for more like daily affirmation kind of things, like if I need a boost creatively, inspiration wise. I have blank cardstock. I have stickers that are like different theme stickers. I have those little word phrase kind of stickers, napkins that came from certain places in case I want to do something with them. And that's the kind of stuff that goes in here. So I'll go through here if I'm looking for something specific. And these are usually, this is really more for the bigger pieces. But as you can tell, this is kind of old, and I need a new one. And then I have two of these bins. One has just regular craft paper in it, cardstock and stuff like that, that are different patterns that aren't monthly, just regular patterns. And then this will have different holiday and stuff like that in it, stickers. Like right now on the top are mostly Halloween stuff, but if you get down to the bottom, like I have, these are heart and star stickers. I have some Valentine stickers. I have some winter stickers. I have big pieces of paper that came from scrapbook paper, winter stickers. Here's a spring sticker. From baby stuff where I made Mr. Victor's baby scrapbook. There's a leftover St. Patrick's Day sticker, an extra piece of craft paper. These are Thanksgiving stickers. There's my orange glitter washi tape. That's Halloween washi tape. School stuff for Mr. Victor to put in journal pages or anything like that. And then at the back of this and the bottom, I have different pieces of different colored craft paper. So put those back up at the top. I have a package of sports scrapbook paper kind of thing for when Mr. Victor starts doing that stuff. I have more winter stuff, some stationery that has dogs on it. I have a whole package of scrapbook doggy stuff, football stuff, different seasons. Most of the stuff that's in here is either stuff for Mr. Victor or it's stuff that is seasonal, like, oh, now I'm getting more towards the Halloween stuff again, so that will go up on the top because we're getting to Halloween soon. Florida stuff, which is travel stuff. Big pieces of scrapbook paper that could be construed more as like a Valentine's thing. From where Mr. Rockstar and I got married, I created I made most of our stuff myself, the imitations and all of that. This usually goes in my closet. And like I said, I have a big thing of washi, but I keep whatever, like, these are, I go through these and I use these washis. Like, that's the watercolor bookshelf looking washi. And then I have another washi tape that looks like bookshelves. This one's a wider one, and then I have another thinner one. I am out of my typewriter washi tape. My new one should be in soon. That's my laundry washi tape, my Snoopy washi tape, my black and white, the bicycles. This is special delivery. These are the hands shaking and pointing and stuff. Thin washi, moon and stars washi, galaxy washi. I have two different ones of the alphabet. One is colorful and the other one's black and white. I like using those when I do stuff for Mr. Victor. I'm almost out of my camera washi tape. Got one little tiny piece left of my Starbucks washi tape. I did an order on Etsy not long ago, but it's coming from the UK, and hopefully it's supposed to be here before the end of the month. How I organize my stuff really depends on season, and I go through the stash a lot. I've got stash that's from years and years ago. I've got some pumpkin stickers that's actually a big scrapbook thing. So I cut the pumpkins out because it was actually supposed to be in a go in a scrapbook as like a header or a footer. And I don't use it like that because I don't scrapbook like that anymore. So I use scissors and fussy cut it. But that's like from 2001, 2000. I have some from 2011, from the early 2000s, because years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I bought a real big bag from this lady who had quit scrapbooking, and she sold a bunch of her stuff, and I think I bought the whole big bag for like $20 or $25, and it included a whole lot of stuff. So I go through my stash randomly. I go through it at least once a month for the next month for like seasonal things. I go through my stash when I'm looking for something specific and I start tossing things around and separating it. It's time for me to go through this again and sort out some of the stuff because it's not closing correctly. So I can rearrange a few things so that it will close like it's supposed to. But it's too full of stuff, so I actually need to go through it and take some stuff out. So like this, phrase cards, every known moments, and it'll have stuff like, and I just cut them out and I go through them randomly. So sometime or another this week I'll go through this one and I'll cut the rest of these out and actually put them probably in that bowl so I can go ahead and get them used. I have thought about using that accordion and putting labels on it and labeling things, maybe not necessarily by month, but by like seasons or by holidays and things like travel and stuff like that. I use what I like, and if I find myself constantly bypassing something, like I use different things. So what I used last year may not necessarily be what I use this year. I find myself going through spells. Like sometimes I like stickers, and then sometimes I don't like stickers. Sometimes I like a little bit of stickers, and then sometimes I like a whole lot of stickers. But I do find that more and more as I get better and I practice with watercolor and drawing and sketching and stuff, that I like drawing things myself rather than using stickers for a lot of things. But with the really small things or with icons and stuff like that, when I'm planning, there are certain things that I prefer a sticker for. And there's nothing like seeing a smiley face on a page where you're going to need that smiley face to kind of keep you going, to have a good day, like especially on a Monday, like coffee is necessary. Sometimes putting a smiley face on my planning pages or on my journal page is a necessity. But falling back into journaling when you've fallen off of the wagon, going through your stash and finding something really pops and putting it on the page to start with can help get rid of that fear of that blank page of going, oh my God, I need to journal. There are journal cards, like I have a journal card that says today, and I could put that on my page and then put my date stamp and date stamp, say from Thursday to Sunday, and just start journaling. And I can draw stuff and journal stuff and just talk about my weekend and how busy and crazy and stuff it was. Mr. Rockstar had a blowout Friday morning on his way home from work because he was working nights. Yeah, so I've got to go see if I can find a tire. It gives me a chance to get me out of the house. And I might use that as a good reason to take my sketchbook with me and my fountain pen and my little thing of watercolors with a aqua brush and actually do some journaling or some sketching while I'm out waiting on them to do my tire. I can do that. I got to get out of the house anyway, might as well take advantage of it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that, and I think that'll be fun. I sometimes skip days. Sometimes I fill them in later, and then sometimes I don't worry about them and I just start journaling. Sometimes when I've skipped a few days of journaling, sometimes a week or two has gone by when I haven't journaled. I'll put some watercolor down on the page and I will just journal about the things that happened and about how I didn't feel like journaling or how things were so crazy I didn't have time to journal, which sometimes sounds like an excuse, but sometimes real life interferes, and even I, who love to journal, and a number of other people that I know who love to journal, don't get to sit down and journal. I find that when I'm sick, when things are going really like crazy busy, when I have a lot of home stuff, family stuff, that kind of stuff, sometimes I don't have a chance to journal. And sometimes I might do a couple of sketches, or might do a little bit of stuff like I did in the planner, or I'll do daily sketching, but I don't always have time to journal the way that I like to. And like I said, sometimes I'll fill in the pages and I'll go back and I put post-it notes and I write things down and I put little pictures in the journal, kind of tuck them in there so I can add them later. And then sometimes I'll make notes that I need to add pictures. I find that if I go ahead and print the pictures or take the pictures and put them in there with a little Fuji instant camera, that I'm more likely to put them in. If I don't, and I put post-it notes, if I don't go ahead and do it within 24 to 48 hours, it ends up, time goes by and then I'm going, what was it, what pictures did I mean to put in there? Even with a post-it note. So I try to kind of do it within like a few days period of time if I'm going to go back in and fill in the pages. If you notice and flip through, there are several pages in my journal on and off where I don't have finished page, where I never went to color it in, where I never went and added pictures. My birthday is a good example of that. I never went back and added the pictures. So maybe I'll eventually get to it, and I don't, maybe I won't. We'll see. But you know, that's how it goes sometimes. I will see y'all again soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this answers some questions. I kind of feel like it's rambly, but I'm at that place where I haven't journaled either, not since Wednesday. I've kind of fallen off the wagon, been doing some of the daily sketches, and I will, hopefully for Friday, I'll do a flip through of the daily sketchbook and what I've been doing in here, because I've been doing quite a bit of stuff in there because it's Sketchtember. See y'all soon. Have a good one. Thanks y'all. Bye.